For this morning, and I'm sure excitement and nerves are just a mixture of emotions that some of the pupils are feeling today as they collect their results. So we're going to head back to one of our reporters, senior reporter Avi Wimtile, just to find out exactly if he has managed, of course, to speak to some of the students and learners, but also exactly he is right here in Johannesburg. Avi, where are you stationed now, and have you had an opportunity to speak to some of the pupils from the class of last year?
Well, Tumelo, I'm in Bugolani Secondary, a school that has become synonymous with producing excellence. Now, this school, year in, year out, it always produces top achievers that are mentioned among the best around the nation. Even yesterday, one of the learners was commended for being in the top 3 when it came to the physical science subject. But it has seen a drop overall in their pass rate, dropping from a 90% in 2019 to the class of 2020 getting around 85%. Now we're here with the principal, Martin Sadiki, just to get reflections from the year of COVID-19. Thank you for joining us at ENCA. But where have the challenges been in getting that 5% drop in the overall pass rate?
Thank you very much now for having me in your program, and thank you very much now to the viewers even at home. Thank you very much now for having us now in this now particular program. Yes, the year itself now 2020, you will remember itself now to say that it have got many challenges, such as now the pandemic and other things in that way, whereby schools has now to be to close now for quite a longer period of now time, and there are other things in that way, quite now challenges of now disruption and other things. But despite of now all odds that these things in that way, we actually now tried in all our best and pride ourselves with now that. That is why we have now a top achiever in terms of now doing that, in terms of now that, where Takuza Shikonya became now the third now learner to have now a position 3 in the what you call in the national that way. So that's exactly what now to say that now we can be able now to take now pride of now what now we did. So the challenges now that now always now comes in that way, you will understand. Learners all the time in that way have got now different challenges, now different aspect in that way, where we actually now have now to group them, where we have now actually now to do that side. But we had now a drop, which is now at now mathematics in that way, dropping from now 73% now towards now 42%. That's where obviously now we had now a dropping of now a physical science now, just now slightly now drop from now a 97% to actually now an 85% now and then a drop again of now the challenge of now a maths lit. So that is exactly what now obviously now we had now that now use now challenge. The
significant drop in the maths there. I just want to find out, we've been in the year of COVID-19, going forward into this year, the pandemic is still there. What will you be doing differently to ensure that Bugolani Secondary continues to produce excellence?
Thank you very much. Now, on that now score, we actually analyze now the grade 11 now marks in that way of all the learners now, starting now the grade 11, that one of now 2020. Those now the current now grade now 12 of 2021, analyze now all the results and profile now each now and every learner, just to get now what are the challenges of now these particular learners now in that way, so that now we can be able to reinforce. We have already started now with now the morning and the afternoon classes. That obviously now in that way, we have already started now with now other teams in that way to teen now schools. We have already started now to say that now in level 1, the level 1 learners in that way, how are we actually now going to actually reinforce? We have now to say that at the end of the day, drilling them with now past question papers and other things in that way, that will be now the best now tools that we will be able now to do with now that one, and therefore to orientate them, because now we just saw to say that now maybe our learners in that time with now the last year in that way, they wrote now only 2 examination. You might realize to say that now it was preliminary as well as now the what you call the final examination one. But we still have now June that we might be able now to write it. That will be able to prepare them, and thereafter these things, the first term that they will be able to do, and second term in that way. But we will actually now come towards now that position.
Thank you very much. The principal of Bugolani Secondary there, Martin Sadiki, just telling us some of the interventions that they'll be doing in order to get the school back to the excellence that it produces. Now, because of time, of course, we can't now speak to Steve Mabona from the Department of Education, but we'll be having that conversation sometime after 9 o'clock.
All right, Avi, thank you so much for this update. Avi